April 24th. Sun Jung-min went to Han River Park with his Frenda, where they proceeded to drink and eat together. After their festivities, it was reported that Sun and his friend both fell asleep at the park. Frenda woke up around 4:30 a.m. the following morning to find that Sun was nowhere to be seen. After Sun Jung-min was reported missing, his body was found 5 days later in the Han River. While the case seemed to be accidental upon first glance, numerous signs began to show that something was not right with Sun's death. The police found an unexplainable wound on Sun's head once his body was recovered, which raised initial suspicions. Further questions were raised when it was revealed that Frenda had returned home with Sun's cell phone the evening that they drank together. Frenda made claims that he used Sun's phone only because his phone was not working. The police later made reports that Frenda's phone was completely broken, as it was smashed and unable to turn on. This is not the only suspicious behavior that Frenda acted upon. Following Sun's disappearance and death, it was reported that following their evening together, Frenda threw away the shoes he was wearing during the night he was with Sun Jung-min before he disappeared. It was also further reported that Frenda called his parents after realizing Sun was missing, instead of calling the police or Sun's parents. After receiving his call, Frenda's parents came to Han River Park to search for Sun Jung-min together. After an unsuccessful search, it was then that Frenda's parents finally decided to inform Sun's parents about their son's disappearance. Many began to suspect the friend even more when it was reported that he and his parents did not appear at Sun's funeral, despite the circumstances. While many clues have begun to point towards Sun's friend, suspicions began to increase, as the police have yet to officially launch an investigation into Frenda, enraging the public. The police department released a statement commenting on the progression of the case and the public outcry regarding their lack of investigation into Sun's friend. To date, the police department has secured a total of 54 CCTVs that were near the site of Sun's disappearance. They will be analyzing the footage to determine additional details regarding Sun's death. It was also reported that the police department secured a list of all the 133 vehicles that were seen entering and exiting Han River Park. They will be checking black box video footage of the vehicles to help Sun's case. The police department also revealed that they would be tracking down any potential witnesses who were present at Han River Park on the evening of Sun's disappearance. Sun Jung-min's case has rocked the South Korean public due to the heartbreaking circumstances, as well as what they believe is bad policing. A national petition was filed, asking for the police department to solve his case and to formally investigate Sun's friend. The case of the medical student Sun Jung-min, who turned up dead just 6 days after he went missing, has come to a close. The police revealed that the cell phone belonging to the late Sun Jung-min's friend has been submitted to the police by the environment street cleaner who discovered A's cell phone. The Seoul Metropolitan Police Agency explained on June 1st, the cell phone shows no signs of discord between Sun Jung-min and the forensic did not contain any information on the cause of Sun Jung-min's death. The police added, the cell phone has not been turned on since it was turned off at 7:02 a.m. on April 25th, the day of the incident. No activity has been recorded since 3:36 a.m. even on the My Health app on the phone. It is expected that no one has moved A's cell phone from the sitting mat in the park after finished talking to his parents on the phone. The police also explained they have sent the cell phone to the National Forensic Service for further analysis for possible bloodstains and DNA on the cell phone. It was previously reported that a street cleaner picked up the cell phone of Sun Jung-min's friend between the 10th and the 15th of May and stored it in the lost and found locker before submitting it on May 30th. In addition, unanswered questions in regards to Sun Young-min's case and provided surveillance and witness testimonies showing that Sun Young-min could have possibly walked into the water by himself while being intoxicated, reconstructed the timeline of the day of the incident through the data and witness testimonies obtained in regards to Sun Young-min's death. The production team also met with the family of Sun Young-min's friend and worked to uncover the truth, unanswered questions, conducted various experiments with the advice of experts and recreated the possible situations during the night of the incident. There is substantial evidence that Sun Young-min could have possibly walked into the water in an attempt to get sober while being heavily intoxicated. There have not been any bruising marks or scratch marks on Sun Young-min's body that could have been caused by the body being dragged. Therefore, there is a high possibility that Sun Young-min walked into the water himself. Sean Lim of Solight TV extensively covered Sun's case and pointed out several interesting things in the footage. CCTV shows other people packing up and leaving the park at 3:25 a.m. Both Mr. and Sun appear awake. According to Lim, a flash appears as if someone took a picture with their cell phone. 5 minutes later, it appears someone is being pushed. It also looks like someone is backing up while another person charges at him. It is assumed that Mr. is the aggressor. One figure is seen running from the other, but Lim thinks these are unidentified witnesses who freaked over the altercation. These people were not on the police witness list, Lim states. Between 3:38 a.m. and 4:27 a.m., nobody knows what happened. And this is the time frame Sun disappeared. On the videos, between 3:39 a.m. and 4:43 a.m., several police vehicles enter and exit Bampo Park, supposedly over a call that someone was drunk or in an accident. Several people appear to be walking by where the two men had been drinking. Remember, the 7 fishermen allegedly saw a mango in the water at 4:40 a.m. With all of the police officers and locals there, someone else would have seen this man. So I find it odd. 4:21 a.m. a family at the park is packing up and then leaves the frame. They are not on the witness list. According to Lim. 4:14 a.m. the Burberry woman, she's wearing a Burberry coat, aka trench coat, walking through the tunnel. I will refer to her as BW, walks into the frame of the video from the left to the riverbank, then to the right to a bench hidden by the CCTV, and sits there until 4:22 a.m. She walks back to the left to the same spot on the grassy knoll at 4:23 a.m. and stays there until 4:58 a.m. BW is seen exiting the park on the tunnel's CCTV carrying a briefcase and a purse or a similar bag. It was a Sunday morning, so I doubt she was going to work. What was she doing there that entire time? Around 11:15 p.m. they returned to the convenience store and purchased food. Sun also purchased a mat. After leaving the store, the men headed to Bampo Hang Park along Sultan River, where they drank for several hours in a grassy area by the river. I found several more suspicious things in the 9 hours of footage that Lim does not mention, but I won't point them out to keep this blog post shorter than a novel. The witnesses said the situation did not look right. His friend was digging through Sun's pockets. As the witnesses left the park at 2:50 a.m. they noticed that the victim's friend was lying on the ground with Sun in a cringeworthy manner. A screenshot from CCTV footage in the park shows that the victim's friend was standing next to a tree with the victim nowhere in sight. The victim's friend claimed that when he returned home, he realized he had victim's Samsung Galaxy S20 instead of his iPhone 8. He returned to the park with his parents around 5 a.m. They allegedly began searching for Sun and called victim's parents at 5:30 a.m. around this time. Victim's friend claimed his iPhone 8 was lost. Meanwhile, victim's father began calling his son's phone. His friend had the phone, but did not answer. Victim's father called 4 times. Finally answered the 4th call and told victim's father that he had taken victim's phone by mistake, and that they were looking for victim at the park. On April 30th, 2021, a civilian diver recovered son's body from the river near where he had disappeared 5 days before. And after a thorough search of the same area by police divers, police claimed the current carried his body out and then back. An autopsy found 2 wounds behind Jung Sun's left ear, each the length of about 2/3 of a finger, according to the National Forensic Service. The wounds were not the direct cause of death. Police believe these injuries might have been caused by the body hitting objects while drifting in the river. A plankton test revealed that Jung Sun had swallowed and inhaled water before he died, which meant he was alive when he entered the river. A blood-like substance was found at the park where victim's friend and the victim had been, but police claimed they tested it, and it was not blood. Jung Sun's cause of the death has been confirmed to be drowning, but how he got into the river still remains an unsolved mystery. Doubts surrounding his friend have not died down. Plus, a disturbing new image has been added to the evidence pile. Investigators are now focused on what happened. Mothers and fathers are seeing themselves in this tragedy, and the collective frustration over the loose ends has resulted in explosive protests and impromptu rallies. Parents don't want to make false accusations, but they also suspect that it might be another rich kid getting away with murder, with complicity by the justice system and media. If so, it will be a war where a new line will be drawn as to what Korean society is willing to overlook. From its ruling class, nobody wants their precious kid tossed into the river and not have anybody to answer for it. The friend and his family released a statement through a lawyer on May 17 saying that he played no part in Sun's death, and that he wished an end to the speculation surrounding the case. His case remains unsolved and full of mystery.